300 miles coming at you in Charlotte, the World 300, and round 6 is underway for the ARN Thunder Series. Michael McDowell getting out to a very early lead here as he goes down the back straightaway into 3 and 4. A couple of Daytona 500 champs starting to get a little racy. Here we go. Here comes Stenhouse on the bottom, McDowell on the high side. Not going to happen that time. Battle for the lead is on in 3 and 4. Here comes Bowman on the bottom. He will go ahead and clear our leader. New leader. Oh, car in the wall, 2 in the wall. And that 34 car wall leading gets into the wall, and now he is off the pace. And it looks like he will slow on the racetrack, come to a stop. We are under caution. BJ McLeod taking on a 7-time champ. And the 7-time champ is going to go ahead and continue the battle. 5 cars under a blanket. Where did the 11 come from? Here comes Denny Hamlin on the high side trying to make something happen, get around a couple of these cars. Oh, crash! 3 cars involved. The 6 goes around. Battle for the lead is on, coming off turn number 2, going down the back straightaway. Stenhouse in the 47. Rennick in the 45. Into 3. Stenhouse is going to go ahead and go high. You can see the 45 tried to stick it down on the bottom. Couldn't quite make it work that time. Stenhouse holds on to it for now. Stenhouse will pit from the lead on lap number 113. Bowman will pit from the lead on lap 114. Ooh, a little door slamming right there. Bowman's not happy with the 12 for some reason. Not sure what that's about. 1 to go. White flag is out, presented by Ring. Ryan Blaney leading out here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Ryan Blaney takes the number 12 Ford and Roger Penske to victory lane in the World 300. Ryan Blaney is your Charlotte winner in 2023. Impressive run for Ryan Blaney. His fuel holds out. Shane Van Gisberger, Josh Berry scoring top 10, and they will go ahead and get some points out here in the ARN Thunder Series.
Somewhere far away awaits your destiny, but you've been led astray, so pay the brand new way. Yeah, guess who's back? Everybody get down. Guess who's back? Yeah, stand up, stand up. Takes my breath away, it pulls me right back. I can't sit back any longer and wait. Guess who is back? Don't stare in the eyes of death. Guess who is back? With fire in every breath. Guess who is back? This light hiding in my chest. Guess who is back? We'll share this life for us. Guess who is back?
It's the ARN Thunder Series live on the virtual streets of Chicago in beautiful Chicago, Illinois. I'm Alan Bailey up in the virtual booth for round number 7 of the 2023 ARN Thunder Series season. Let's get you a look at the ARN Thunder points update coming into this race. You can see Kyle Busch, even though he didn't score points last week, he snaps his points streak, so to speak, his top 10 streak. He had scored points in the first 5 races of the 2023 season and unfortunately did not score points out at Charlotte just a few days ago. But Chase Elliott jumps up to 2nd in the point standings with Daniel Suarez 3rd. Young Noah Gragson with his win at the Nashville Fairgrounds, catapulting him up to 4th in the standings. Bubba Wallace looking for his first win of the season, 5th in the point standings right now with Tyler Rennick with a win. 6th in the point standings. Larson right now only 7th in the point standings with Harvick with his surprise victory 8th in the standings. And as you can see, we have a three-way tie for that 9th position. And this gets interesting. Logano, Chastain, and Blaney all tied for that final spot at the moment. But because Logano and Chastain have more top 10s, they are in the postseason. But Blaney has one less, so he is out, unfortunately. 56 laps coming at you from the streets of Chicago. NASCAR is street racing. Bubba Wallace jumping out to an early lead. Hamlin's going to go ahead and get alongside Larson. Battle for the second position as Larson gets loose off of turn 1. Wallace checks out with his owner, Denny Hamlin, falling in line in second. Here comes Chastain looking for that 4th position. Side by side with Byron. 7-time champ Jimmy Johnson in his legacy Toyota, not far behind that position. Battle is on. You can see it's going to get tight through this section. Chastain still side by side with Byron. This is an intense battle. All this is for the 4th position. Chastain gets it for now, but here comes Harvick making a move on Johnson. And Harvick is going to stick his nose in there with Johnson getting into the outside barrier just a little bit. Coming up and over the hill under the heavy braking zone. Everybody minding their P's and Q's for now, but Johnson's getting a little physical with Harvick right there. Many people picking Wallace, saying that he might be the underdog for the championship battle, and he is up front leading here at the streets of Chicago. McDonald's, one of his sponsors, is a massive founding sponsor here at the streets of Chicago. You can see the McDonald's signage and advertisements all around the race course. Here's a look at your top 10 running order. Bubba Wallace leading over Denny Hamlin at the moment. Larson going to be 3rd. 4th to Ross Chastain. 5th to William Byron. 6th, Kevin Harvick, with Jimmy Johnson 7th. Josh Berry, the rookie, in the number 88 Chevy for Junior Motorsports, is 8th, with Daniel Suarez 9th, and Justin Haley rounding out your top 10. 8 laps complete out here at the streets of Chicago. Bubba Wallace, we're on board with him. Let's take you for a lap around the streets of Chicago with a little Wraith. Crank it up. Impressive run for Wallace so far here in the streets of Chicago. What makes this even more impressive is the fact that Wallace is not known for being a road course racer. In fact, just a few years ago, he admitted he sucked. He simply said staying on course, finishing on the lead lap is a victory for him. But he has worked tirelessly to craft and perfect his road course racing abilities. And he's actually in the NASCAR Cup Series in 2023. Had a couple of nice, solid top 10 runs on the road courses. Now here at the streets of Chicago, leading by over 6 seconds, I should say, over his owner, Denny Hamlin. Halfway right there here in the ARN Thunder Series, round number 7 of our season. We'll get you to a Wraith halfway report here. Bubba Wallace started second here at the streets of Chicago and has led every lap so far out here in Chicago. He has pulled away to a massive 17-second lead over his owner, Denny Hamlin, who right now is in a battle for the second position. Hamlin 17.2 seconds back of our leader. Right behind him, Josh Berry, who might very well be in his last race, as we see pit stops happening here on lap 29. Most of the field down pit road, including our leader, Bubba Wallace, here on lap 30, pitting from the lead, and he will get out with the lead. Impressive stop for Wallace and that 2311 crew, no mistakes. But there's no doubt about it, Bubba Wallace, the car to beat out here with a massive 20-plus second lead at the streets of Chicago. He's going to start running into lap cars here before not. But nothing but clear sailing ahead of him for now in this massive 2.2-mile street course out at the streets of Chicago. Bubba Wallace still leading over his teammate Denny Hamlin in second, 20 seconds back. Larson's 22 seconds back in third. Chastain fourth, 34 seconds back, with Byron fifth. Harvick sixth, Jimmy Johnson seventh, Josh Berry up to eighth, Daniel Suarez ninth, and Kyle Busch, our points leader coming into this race, 10th. And in that final points-paying position, trying to hold off Brad Keselowski, who is trying to get back up into the points and score some points, catapulting him up just a little bit. Keep in mind, this is a battle for a single point in the ARN Thunder points battle. But Busch, with the most points scored this season, obviously, with the most top 10 and the most points-paying finishes, had his top 10 streak snapped last race out at Charlotte. Busch trying to get back up into the points by finishing 10th. He will earn just a single point. Bubba Wallace led every lap so far out here at the streets of Chicago, has pulled out to a massive lead out here, has caught the tail end of the field. It took him most of the race. Everybody's good to go on fuel and tires. Fuel is not going to be a factor. This is a straight-up race. About a 26-second gap right now between Wallace, our leader, Denny Hamlin second, with Kyle Larson third, Ross Chastain fourth, 37 seconds back, with William Byron fifth, Kevin Harvick sixth, Jimmy Johnson seventh on the track at the moment, with Josh Berry eighth, Daniel Suarez ninth, and Kyle Busch holding on to that final position, points-paying position on the track right now. On the outside looking in, we have Keselowski, Briscoe, Haley, Van Gisbergen 14th, and Noah Gragson rounding out the top 15, but they are significantly too far back to contend for a top 10 spot today at the streets of Chicago. Bubba Wallace in this 2311 Toyota with McDonald's on the car is just simply been the class of the field all day long. He's mired in lap traffic right now, but Wallace has gone wire to wire, took the lead on lap one, heading into turn number one, and never looked back. Kept the lead through the cycle of green flag pit stops around the halfway point. Wallace trying to go wire to wire out here at the streets of Chicago in order to pick up his first win of the 2023 season. Moved over to 2311 after racing for Petty Enterprises, the king. Simply didn't have the equipment or the sponsor dollars behind him. Moved over to 2311 as their first choice to race for Michael Jordan and Denny Hamlin. Now Wallace going to be making a move on McDowell. That's going to put McDowell a lap down right there here on the last lap. Picked up a win at Talladega in a rain-shortened race. Didn't make the postseason because the playoffs have already started. Same thing with winning at Kansas last season in the NASCAR Cup Series. Told everybody, I'm not a road course racer. Went to school, earned that talent, and perfected his craft. Today, in the streets of Chicago, Bubba Wallace in the number 23 Toyota is going to go ahead and pick up the victory at the streets of Chicago. Bubba Wallace is a winner in the ARN Thunder Series here in Chicago. Dominant performance for Wallace in that 2311 Toyota all day long. Denny Hamlin going to be coming home second. 14 seconds behind our leader. Kyle Larson going to be coming home third, with Ross Chastain fourth, William Byron fifth, Kevin Harvick sixth on the racetrack, Jimmy Johnson in his legacy Toyota coming home seventh, with Josh Berry eighth, Daniel Suarez ninth, and Kyle Busch in the final points paying position coming home 10th. On the outside looking in, Brad Keselowski, Chase Briscoe, Justin Haley, Shane Van Gisberger, Noah Gragson, all finishing in the top 15, but not earning points out here at the streets of Chicago. Bubba Wallace is your winner out here at the streets of Chicago. On behalf of everyone here at iRacing and the American Racing Network, for the ARN Thunder Series, I'm Alan Bailey. We'll see you at the track. Have a good night, Gearheads.